listening to Heard It on the X.
The guys from Fairtrade, they're going to be doing a concert soon, too, in November.
At the 12th.
At the 12th. But the important concert right now,
the only thing happening this week in Buffalo. Actually, everything else has been canceled.
I think so, too. Yeah. You got Bills games.
That's why the Bills scheduled an away game.
I know.
Because they knew everybody was going to be hungover.
We actually called the Bills up and said, look, why don't you just be out of town?
Yeah, go beat up the Bengals next week.
Exactly.
Seriously, they're the Bengals. Just take the win.
And, of course, what we're talking about is next week, Friday at Club Paradise on McKinley Parkway in Hamburg is the concert that never was to benefit juvenile diabetes. Wester Ford's a big sponsor. They've been a huge help. I want to thank Tracy Munich real quick. I want to thank Dave Frost, too, who helped us out today at the Bills game. Eric Rustin, who really helped us out a lot. And of course, Shred and Reagan. And send another shout-out to them there. They were great.
All great guys and great and gals and friends of the show.
Oh, and Kim Luchek, too. How can I forget? Now, here's the important thing, okay? We've got so much stuff for this raffle gear, Jay. I mean, so much stuff. It's like we've got your guitar, which is unbelievable. The Jimmy Page Telecaster. Eddie Van Halen signed an amp and overnighted it to us. Rudy Sarzo, who's going to be on in a little while, signed a bass.
Mike Love of the Beach Boys. I'm just reading the sign behind you.
Alice Cooper's got something coming in. Yeah. Pink signed a piggy bank. That's some pretty cool stuff.
And your favorite guest of all time, Ted Nugent, signed a
Ted Nugent, that's right. That's right. I forgot about Nugent. Yeah. All that's great. The only thing that Kim Marie cares about is this guitar, the Bret Micheals guitar that we have right now that Bret overnighted to Kim Marie for the benefit. That's right. There it is, Kim Marie, the one and only Bret Micheals, who actually has diabetes. Did he have it as a kid, too? He did.
8 years old.
So, 8 years old. Kim knows everything about Bret.
At 8 years old, he was tragically stricken by being diagnosed with diabetes. Have you ever actually watched his shows where he shoots up and tests and stuff?
No.
Is it just me, or are his testing supplies seem a little bit out of date?
Yeah.
Just being a diabetic myself, I watched the stuff that he's testing and shooting with insulin, and I'm like, where'd you get that? I'm like, did Dr. Quinn give you that? Because that looks out of date, my friend.
So it's what, big thing, like a tricorder from
Star Trek? No, he's got, where the syringe where you actually have to,
the needle.
Yeah, where you have to pull out, I don't know the technical term.
Syringe.
I'm a child. But, you pull it out and then, it's
a syringe.
A syringe. But it's like the manual one where now there's ones where.
Do this?
Now there's ones like you've seen the one that I use where I just hit the number that I want and that's all I need. But yeah, Bret was great and nice enough to
Ted Owens
donate us this signed guitar.
Yeah, so Bret's fantastic, and that's all I've heard about. We actually videotaped. He overnighted it. Bret overnighted us the guitar, which was fantastic. And Bret's actually in Australia, and I want to thank the guys from Dean Guitars. I want to thank Elliot Dean, and I want to thank Steve D'Agostino, who actually, things got kind of snagged up in the pipeline. Steve stopped out, seen us, and fixed it all really fast.
And actually, I want to say this is from Bret's private collection.
Bret had two for his website.
He's down under right now.
He's in Australia.
Aussie. So he was like, you know what? Give him one for my private collection.
We actually have a videotape.
On the anniversary, too.
Oh, that's right. Oh, here we go. Let's just give Kim Marie the mic.
Yeah, just give her a microphone.
Because this was on the anniversary
of
the last time that she met Bret.
Yeah.
And he sent her a guitar.
Did you know that he was wearing Myth Me jeans?
No. Rock Revival.
Rock Revival, okay.
Yeah, he's been a diabetic since the age of 8.
I love that Kim Marie knows.
She knows everything about him.
She's upset by it too. Like she looked upset. She's like, at the age of 8.
On my Facebook, there's a video of Kim Marie actually unboxing the guitar, and it is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
It's probably like, have you ever seen the YouTube video of the kid getting that Nintendo 64 where he's like, yes. It's like Kim Marie.
Yeah. No, there's a point where she looks at the camera and goes, "This is the Bret Micheals guitar." And it just looks so serious. It looks like a commercial for Bret Micheals.
It's like the Blair Witch. She's got a snap. It's the Bret Micheals guitar.
It's great. This is going to be an awesome, awesome event. What do you think of the Bret guitar?
It's awesome. Great looking guitar.
And I want to thank Bret. We're bagging him a lot. I want to thank Bret so much. And that really did come from, there were two that were set aside that were going to go on his website. There's a black version and a white version, and they actually they called us up and said, which color do you want?
Black.
You pick. So that was pretty cool. And everybody in the music industry has really just stepped up and done pretty amazing stuff. I mean, we're kind of floored by the great rock raffle gear.
And we owe a lot of that to you, Rich. What you sell here locally, keeping, young people playing music, trying to kick it down to the next generation and stuff. So, you've done a great job utilizing all your contacts. So
That's really nice. No, but and I think, when Eddie overnights you an amp, I think as a musician, though, honestly, and I just got to say this because this is driving me crazy. We had this raffle gear at the Bills game. As a musician, what is more valuable to you, an Eddie Van Halen amp signed by Eddie or the Bret guitar?
Bret guitar.
I think I might have to go with Kim because I can play the guitar a little more.
So he's going with the Bret guitar. That's interesting.
Yeah, but you can
It
plug
might not
into
be
the
to do with
amp.
the Bret thing.
I'll tell you what, people
my
are
sister
just.
will kill me for saying that.
We were at the game, and a woman, I don't know, was she in her 50s?
Yeah.
A woman came up in her 50s, lifted up her shirt to show her Bret Micheals shirt underneath her shirt, and bought tickets. I mean, instantly, that thing's been selling tickets like crazy.
I'm going to give you my explanation. I'm going to go, I would say the Eddie Van Halen amp. For one, out of fandom, not that I don't appreciate Bret, but I'm a bigger fan of Eddie.
Yeah.
And second of all, Eddie doesn't sign a lot of
He
stuff.
doesn't sign a lot of stuff.
I mean, you can find.
Yeah,
I mean,
I gotta
Brett's,
agree with that.
Yeah.
Brett's touring. Brett's doing shows. I mean, you could probably, get a meet and greet with Brett and get him to sign something for you.
For $200.
Yeah, but
I think Ted's 8. I think Ted's 800. I mean,
Yeah,
I
so,
don't even blame these guys for that. It's what you got to do now.
to get a hold of Eddie Van Halen is really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't toured in a while.
I think his wife's not even allowed to call him. That's what I heard.
She's his publicist. That's the only way that she gets to talk to him.
She can text him or email, I think, but she's not even allowed to call him.
But yeah, so
She interviews him.
I would go with the Eddie amp just because it's a lot harder to get.
You want to know the worst part about this for Jay? And he plays in Hot Daddy Rocks, and you guys are playing that night. You're playing the night of this event.
Yes,
aren't you?
unfortunately, I can't make the show, and I'm really upset by that because I have been floored by the equipment that you have to give away and what the show is going to be. I think it's going to be
Yeah,
awesome.
I wish you could see him. I mean, I wish every musician could just take that night off and come to this event. I really do.
I might.
Do it. Yeah, call in sick. Cancel. If it's booked through one of the booking agents in town, just call them up and say, come on now. I don't want to play there.
Send a DJ.
What?
Jim.
That's right.
There's
That's
a
right.
gig for
I'll
you.
be there.
So, we're going to take a commercial break. We got Tim Ripper Owens going to be joining us in just a little bit. I want to thank Jason from Ironheart. Thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Thank you. Glad to be a part of it.
Greatly appreciate
Honestly, God bless, brother. That's fantastic, and it's an exact replica of the Jimmy Page Dragon Telecaster. And we're going to actually send some photos off to Fender, and I wouldn't be surprised if the custom shop is contacting Jason to see how he did it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I really wouldn't be surprised.
This could be number one in
Could be number one.
a long line.
And the guitar doesn't exist anymore.
But right now,
They need a number one.
Right now, it is number one because it's the only.
It started off white too. We had to say that.
I know, it's so funny. I think that's hilarious. And the Jeff Beck Telly actually started out white too.
Right.
So, and you have photos all the way through, right?
Yes.
Yeah. At the event, we're going to have a TV screen showing the entire chronological order of that thing being painted, stripped, and painted, and it's going to be pretty cool.
It's going to be the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas.
Are you going to come?
Am I going to come? Of course.
Oh, okay.
Why
So
wouldn't?
no,
Why
just
would-
kidding.
because I disappear and go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I go out of town for.
Thank God Dave Matthews isn't playing somewhere.
Yeah, their tour's done. So.
All right, we're going to take a small commercial break. Come back on the other side with Tim Ripper on. Stick around, folks. Heard it on the X.